I just want to talk about how, in my experience, what I wish I had back then, and what I had back then, I wish I had now, and back then, I wish what I had now. But they switched. Okay, let me just put it out for you. In middle school, I did theater, and I was just like, I was just expressing myself freely, and I was just playing, because theater is play. Theater is exploring the ideas and the thoughts of another person and portraying them through your body, but also through your experiences and because your emotions are from your experiences. So portraying that through your unique emotions, because everyone's emotions are like we all feel the love, the hate, the anger, whatever, but they're unique to us because of our experience. So that's what theater felt like for me. It was just like freedom, and it was just like expression. And it had nothing on me because I didn't have the skills yet to be like, okay, it has to be a certain way. So that's what I had then. But also, what I didn't have was is this devil sign? Was the skills. I didn't know about. I'm talking to myself. I didn't know about skills or like diction or all that stuff. Just like if you're in theater, let me just explain more. Levels. You have to, like, if you watch a performance and they're on level 1 the whole time, you know what that means. They're on level 1 the whole time. Like, people have levels of like emotionalness, and you look at that and you see that's what makes it human. If they're on level 1 all the time, you're like, that's not real. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about, like facial affects. I don't know any of it, but I had the freedom, and that's what made it amazing for me, because I had the freedom, but I didn't have the skills, and it was fine. Like, I wish I had it, because that would have made me a better performer, but it was fine. Now I have the skills. I have so many skills. I know everything, and I have muscle memory of everything, and it's great. It's phenomenal, and I know so much, and I can think about so much, and I can make all these ideas, and I can, I've made all my own theories about acting, and I have my techniques, right? But what I lost was this freedom and this sense of play and expression, because the pressure of the world just came so heavy on me, and I got into such I have to be this because someone else is going to see it. I lost this, but I gained this. And I had this, but I didn't, and I had this expression, but I didn't have the skills. And this is what I want. I have the skills. I want to go back to this expression of myself. And I think it really is just in letting go, being anything for anyone else. Because also now I can have that self-expression and that, like, the funness. I haven't lost it. But when I sing one of my friends' songs, I can be the most expressive, and I can be so myself, and it's a better performance than when I'm singing or when I'm performing my own monologue that I have to do, because it is free from the constraints of this is supposed to be something. When you let go of what you think you're supposed to be, you're gonna truly be you. You need to gain the skill to be an even better version. Like, always grow, always evolve, but don't lose what you want in the first place. What you want in the first place is always the self-expression and the just being you, like expressing yourself and having the fun, getting the feelings you want through your art form. But that art form, when you pick an art form, you also want to, like, advance in it, get better at it. But I think somewhere along the line, a lot of times, we lose this guy. We lose the self-expression, because we think now that we have this skill, we have to be more like it. Or we have to we just drill that. We just think we have to be the perfect this all the time, but we forget that perfection exists only in you being you, or if you don't want to wrap your head around all that. Perfection doesn't exist. Because perfection, I think, can be a thing that people, what's it called? Oh, define. Perfection, I feel like, is a definition. But I think perfection is such a beautiful word that we shouldn't use it as that. Perfection, to me, is... I wrote this down in something. In my old journal. I don't know where it is now. Perfection is when you're just you fully and completely. And I think we have to go back to that. Wait, I forgot about this journal. I'm so happy I found this. Let me see if I can find it in here. Okay, wait, this is cute. I feel like things are really working out for me. Everything been going perfect. Not perfect, obviously, but that's the way things are. When you let things be the way things are. The way things are is how they come from you raw, without anybody else seeing it, without anybody else taking it and distorting it. So when you let go of that, the definition of perfection, and be yourself in perfection, but have the skills, I think that's when you become the most amazing version of whatever you are. I'm cutting my dead skin. Like, the most amazing actors is when they don't have the constraints of the defined perfection. They only have their raw perfection of them being. And I think we just have to train ourselves to get out of the definition of perfection and just let ourselves express. And it's gonna feel so good. And I can't wait. I'm gonna find this, and I have this, and it's gonna come back together. And just watch how far I go. Bitch. Just watch how far I go. And I'm gonna do it! I'm so excited! I can't wait to grow. Boom! Yeah. But that was just the thing I was thinking about the other day. How I used to feel so free in my art form. But it kind of withered away with something. With a what's it called? Expectation. When I made expectations for myself. Because I feel like everyone had them for everybody else, and everyone had them for me. Everyone had them for themselves. And it's good to have expectations. Like, it's good to have an end goal, but can't let expectations make you something other than what you want to be. Because that's when you lose yourself. I think we just have to go back to ourselves. And we'll be okay. Also, because when you have that expectation, you slightly hold yourself back a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned this, but yes. But when you're singing, good example, when you're singing and you're like, okay, high note coming up, I'm scared. You don't give it your all because you're scared. You don't give it your all because you're like, if I don't make this, it's gonna suck. And if I'm giving it my all and I make a mistake, it's gonna suck because it's like, ah. But that's the thing, like, for singing, they tell you, when you're hitting that high note, you hold back. But when you let it all go, and you let it all fly, When you let the air out of you rather than holding your back, because you're physically holding the air back. That's when you reach that note, and it's beautiful. You're going to reach that place, and it's going to be beautiful when you let the air flow out of you. I'm reaching for that note, and it's going to be beautiful. Yes. When you hold back because of expectations or when you hold back because of expectations from other people or expectations for yourself, or just the fear that you're not going to be what the expectation is when you're never gonna reach it, because you're always gonna be afraid that you won't reach an expectation. I think it's good to have expectations, but just tell yourself if you don't reach it now, you'll reach it later. And it doesn't really matter. But yeah.